The world of American football has lost one of its hard-running backs, Rudi Johnson, who died at age 45 on September 23, 2025. His death has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, not only because of his achievements on the field, but also because of the struggles he faced off it. This write-up examines Rudi Johnson's journey, from his early life, rise in college, breakthrough in the NFL, his achievements, his off-field contributions, to the tragic circumstances of his death, and what we can learn from his life and legacy. Early life and college career. Birth and upbringing. Rudi, full name Rudi Ali Johnson, was born on October 1st, 1979, in Petersburg, Virginia. He grew up in the area of Ettrick, Virginia. Early on, he showed talent in football. According to reports, he began playing organized football at a young age. Junior college years. Before he became well-known at a major Division I college, Johnson attended Butler Community College in El Dorado, Kansas, for 2 years, 1998 to 1999. While there, he helped lead Butler to national championships. Notably, in his final junior college game, he ran for 375 yards and scored 7 touchdowns in the championship game versus Dixie College. Auburn University. After Butler, Johnson transferred to Auburn University for the 2000 season. His season at Auburn was exceptional. Johnson carried the ball 324 times, setting a school single-season record for attempts. He rushed for 1,567 yards, which at the time was the second most in Auburn's history. He scored 13 touchdowns. His performances earned him SEC Player of the Year honors. Auburn's success that season was in part fueled by Johnson's consistency, toughness, and work ethic. He was a major contributor, and his running style showed both power and determination. NFL career, draft and early years. Rudi Johnson was selected in the 4th round of the 2001 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals, 100th overall pick. During his first 2 seasons, he had limited opportunities, partially because of the presence of veterans like Corey Dillon in the Bengals' backfield, breakthrough and prime. In 2003, with Dillon traded, Johnson took over as the Bengals' lead back. He rushed for 957 yards and 9 touchdowns that year. Then came a streak of 3 seasons, 2004 to 2006, in which he was among the NFL's most productive running backs. In 2004, he rushed for 1,454 yards and 12 touchdowns. Pro Bowl selection. In 2005, he set a franchise Bengals single-season rushing record with 1,458 yards. In 2006, he again exceeded 1,300 yards. Final season and retirement. Johnson's final NFL season was 2008, when he played for the Detroit Lions. His time there was not as productive as in his Bengals years. He rushed for only 237 yards and had fewer carries. Cumulative career stats. Over 8 seasons in the NFL, Rudi Johnson played 95 games, 63 as a starter, and accumulated 5,979 rushing yards, 49 rushing touchdowns, 113 receptions for 676 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. He ranks 4th on the Bengals' all-time rushing yards list, behind names like Corey Dillon, James Brooks, and Joe Mixon. Honors and recognition. During his career, Pro Bowl selection, 2004. SEC Player of the Year at Auburn, 2000. Johnson was recognized for his consistency, durability, especially in his prime years, and the tough, physical style he brought to the running back position, off-field contributions and character, community work. In 2005, while still an active NFL player, Rudi Johnson founded the Rudi Johnson Foundation. Its mandate was to assist families and children in promoting self-sufficiency and self-reliance. The foundation has been involved in several programs, including youth football programs, supporting families in need and community outreach, especially in Cincinnati. Personal traits. Accounts from teammates, Bengals management, and reports describe him as dependable, popular among teammates, hardworking, and humble. He wasn't always the flashiest player, but in his prime, he was a workhorse, someone who carried a load in tough games, someone who earned respect by doing the dirty work in the trenches. Death and circumstances. Date and place. Rudi Johnson died on September 23rd, 2025, in Florida. Cause: according to reports, Johnson died by suicide just after midnight in Florida. Confirmed by police and reported by TMZ. Struggles with mental health and CTE. Reports from family sources indicate that in the period leading up to his death, he had been struggling with mental health issues. There is also mention of the possible effects of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, a degenerative brain condition that has been found in many former football players due to repeated head trauma. It is important to note that as of now, there is no publicly confirmed autopsy report, or at least none fully released, confirming a diagnosis of CTE in Johnson. The reports cite that his family believes the ongoing struggles, mental health, possible CTE, played a role. Reaction and tributes. The news has generated an outpouring of grief and tributes from fans, former teammates, and the broader NFL community. Many remember him for his running style, for big games in Cincinnati, and for his efforts off the field. The Bengals organization, through President Mike Brown, released a statement. Rudi was a fine person and an excellent running back for us. He was dependable and productive as a player, and very popular among his teammates. Everyone liked him and saw him as a dear friend. We are deeply saddened by his passing. Legacy. Rudi Johnson leaves behind a multifaceted legacy. Here are some of the components. On-field performance. Johnson's years as one of the most productive running backs in the NFL, especially from 2003 through 2006, set a standard of consistency and toughness, setting franchise records, making the Pro Bowl, being at the core of a Bengals offense that became competitive again, all contribute to his football legacy, community impact, his foundation, and his work in Cincinnati, and elsewhere show that he valued giving back. He understood the platform he had, and tried to use it to help others. For many players, that's as important, if not more important, than what they achieve in statistics. Mental health awareness. By the circumstances of his passing, Johnson's story underscores the ongoing challenges faced by professional athletes, particularly in contact sports like football. The risk of head trauma, the difficulty of life after the spotlight, and the mental health struggles that oftentimes are hidden. His story could serve to increase awareness, promote more support for former players, and push for better health monitoring and mental health services. Respect and adoration from peers and fans. He was loved, not only for his achievements, but for the kind of person he was off the field. Dependability, humility, being a team player. All these human qualities contributed to how he will be remembered. A cautionary tale. His death also acts as a warning. Success, popularity, and visible achievements do not insulate someone from internal struggle. It's a reminder that even the strongest-looking people may face battles others don't see. From the life and the untimely death of Rudi Johnson, there are many lessons and takeaways that apply not just to athletes, but to anyone. Here are some of them. Achievement comes through persistence and hard work. Johnson's path wasn't always easy. He spent years in junior college, then in college, then carved out his role in the NFL. He didn't immediately become a star. He worked, stayed ready, and took his opportunity when it came. That kind of dedication is something we can all emulate. Use your platform to give back. While building a career, Johnson also invested in his community. The foundation work shows that no matter how high you rise, part of leadership is lifting others up. Helping others can bring purpose beyond personal success. Mental health matters. It is essential to acknowledge mental health. Struggles are real, especially for those who have faced physical trauma, high stress, or life transitions, e.g., retiring from sports. Reaching out for help, having support systems, and reducing stigma are vital. Legacy is more than numbers. It's character. People remember not only what you did, but how you did it. Johnson was respected for his consistency, his courage, his effort, and the way he treated others. That human element often lasts longer than any statistical record. Awareness and responsibility for the effects of contact sports. For the sport itself, football and others with physical contact, there's increasing evidence of long-term health risks, particularly with repeated head impacts. Johnson's struggles spotlight the importance of research, of safety protocols, of care for players both during and after their careers. The importance of support systems. Whether for active players or retired ones, having family, friends, medical care, mental health resources, and community support is crucial. No one should have to face internal battles alone. Context. Football, CTE, mental health, and the NFL. To fully appreciate what Rudi Johnson's life and death tell us, it helps to see the broader situation in the NFL and contact sports in general. CTE awareness and research. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, is a neurodegenerative disease believed to be caused by repeated hits to the head. Many former NFL players have been diagnosed or are suspected to have suffered from it. Symptoms may include mood disorders, depression, memory loss, impulse behavior, etc. The NFL has been under scrutiny over how it handles player safety, both in preventing injuries, e.g., improving helmets, change in rules, etc., and caring for players after their careers. Johnson's possible struggle with CTE connects him to a broader real issue affecting many players. Life after football. The transition from professional sports to a normal life can be difficult. Change of identity, loss of structure, financial pressures, health issues, both physical and mental, etc. Some former players have spoken publicly about these challenges. Johnson's case may bring further attention to ensuring that players receive long-term support, medical, mental health, financial, etc., after retirement. The role of mental health support. Mental health is often stigmatized. Many people, athletes included, are reluctant to admit difficulties. Over the past years, more resources are being made available. Counseling, awareness campaigns, better health monitoring, etc. But stories like Johnson's show that there's more to be done. What Rudi Johnson represented. Beyond stats and the struggle, Rudi Johnson represented several key ideals. Resilience. Over initial underuse, over tough defenses, over expectations. He kept pushing. Reliability. As a running back, consistency is key. Getting yard by yard, playing through pain, showing up. Humility. While achieving, he did not become known primarily for ego, but for work. Service. Taking what you have and trying to help others. Courage. Not only on the field, but off it. Facing internal battles that many don't see. In honor of Rudi Johnson, here are some suggestions that individuals, the NFL, sports programs, and communities might consider to prevent similar tragedies and to better support those who face mental or neurological issues. Improve early detection and support for mental health. Institutions, teams, colleges, leagues should have ongoing screening of players for depression, anxiety, mood disorders, etc., both during and after their careers. Provide counseling, peer support groups, and remove stigma around seeking help. Service for retired players. Programs that help players transition out of the game. Career counseling, education, medical checkups, especially neurological, financial planning. Many retired players do feel lost when their playing days end. Research and safety protocols for brain health. Keep advancing helmet design, safer tackling rules, monitoring for concussions, and follow through with research on CTE. Diagnosing it, preventing it, treatment. Also support for former players potentially affected by CTE. Community and family support. Families of players often are the first line of support, but they themselves need resources, awareness, and sometimes counseling. Public understanding also helps. Fans, media, peers can contribute to a culture of compassion. Legacy that inspires. Use stories like Johnson's to inspire improvements in the game, not just for wins, but for human welfare. Use as example in lectures, mentorship, media, to teach young athletes both how to work hard and also how to take care of themselves. Rudi Johnson's passing is a tragedy. It's sorrowful that a talented athlete who achieved much and gave back much also faced internal struggles that became overwhelming. At age 45, he still had more life to live, more work to do, more moment with family, more ways to affect people positively. But even in death, we can celebrate his life. His rise from Virginia through junior college to Auburn, his prime years in Cincinnati, his consistent toughness and output, and his commitment to community. We can honor him not only by remembering his high moments, like his 1,458-yard season, his Pro Bowl, his Auburn season, but also by making sure his story leads to greater awareness, better support, and improved care for those who follow him. If there's a motivational message in all this, it's this. Don't wait until struggles become overwhelming to reach out. Success and fame are important, but inner peace and mental health are more essential. Be the kind of person who lifts others, because that part of your legacy may outlast records and stats. Life is fragile. We owe it to ourselves, our families, and our communities to care not just for our bodies and goals, but for our hearts and minds.